Okay, we are live now, so I'd like to welcome everyone to the Mayor's Task Force on Infrastructure meeting for Thursday, November 7th, 2024. Thank you for joining. Start in a good way by acknowledging with gratitude that we live and work on the traditional unceded territory of the Squamish. These people have been stewards of these lands and waters surrounding Ekleliwhem and Bowen Island. First item on the agenda is approval of the agenda. I will look to our clerk for the addition of any late items.
No late items.
No late items today. So can I have a motion that the Mayor's Task Force on Infrastructure approve the agenda for November 7th, 2024? Moved by Mr. Nicholson, seconded by Councilor Wake. All in favor? Opposed? And that carries. Second is adoption of the minutes. Are there any changes, amendments, or additions that folks would like to make to the minutes? Not seeing any around the table. I'll look for a motion that the minutes of the September 12th, 2024 meeting be adopted. Moved by Councilor Wake, seconded by Mr. Nicholson. All in favor, raise your hand. That carries. Third, public comments. Any public comments today?
No public.
No public comments. And then moving right into it, under updates, 4.1 capital project update, verbal update from our CAO.
Yeah, I will try and do the best I can in the absence of our Director of Engineering and Operations. So at Community Center, we're working through the efficiency phase with the contractor. Today we had our fire crews look at the fire systems and life safety systems of the building and identify several deficiencies there that need to be addressed. So we're moving close to the end of the project. Unfortunately, it's just not moving at the rate that we would like. And we're now in a position where we have to seriously look at our contingencies on when we can get into the building. It's just a laborious kind of task of tracking deficiencies, making sure they're being done and executed. To the layperson going through the building, though, it looks like things are very close and things are being cleaned up. Areas like it looks presentable, but it's the stuff under the surface that may not be readily apparent that the mechanical engineer and the people who are involved with the life safety, like the fire inspectors and those types of things are bringing to light. So those all need to be addressed before we can hope to have occupancy buildings. That's where we're at.
So,
I thought it was great, and I think this was your suggestion, that we have some kind of public acknowledgement of what has gone well. And so in today's newsletter, having those 4 pictures of the 4 rooms that are all done, I thought was really good. But on the other hand, if that gets us into trouble when we've still got all these other myriad things that are going to take longer to resolve. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think frustration is an apt descriptor of what some of us are feeling here. But we're trying to be proactive and work with the contractor on solutions and see if we can steer them in the right direction. But yeah, it's something we definitely looking at other options now. We can tell the contractor to see the urgency of our situation here.
Are you getting the sense that they are working as fast as they can?
No, I'm not. I was on site today and I saw maybe three people working. I'm not counting the superintendent who's, there on documenting things and a couple cleaners. I would have expected to see a dozen people on site putting in their full effort, so I'm not seeing that. And I think we're going to have to pursue other options there in terms of how we are going to compel some performance out of this contractor.
okay. Discussions.
I think I just realized mine would be for the closed agenda.
Okay. Great. maybe let's move on to Copley Water Treatment Plant.
So we've been having weekly meetings, webinars with Purifics issues. Our operator there, Dewey, is phone with Tommy from Purifics Daily, trying to go through systematic checks and commissioning. One of the key milestones was what's called a direct integrity test, DIT test for short, that will check the integrity of the membranes to make sure that there's no issues with the membranes themselves. We ran the test and confirmed that the membranes are intact, so we ruled that issue out, which is positive. But now we still have an ongoing issue with turbidity. So we've done what's called a bucket test, where you basically pour a bunch of the filtrate into a bucket and try and observe visually for particulates. And we saw some particulates there, so Purifics wants a more rigorous test that kind of conforms with their protocols, so that would involve like grabbing a sample and shipping it off to a environmentally certified laboratory. Unfortunately, with the power outage that happened last week, we were delayed in doing that test. So the plan for this week, or next week, sorry, is to do the proper turbidity test, and then based on those results, kind of keep on moving forward on the commissioning path. But there's been a lot of interaction between Purifics and the operator the last couple of weeks. So working through issues, getting there, and it's just a troubleshooting process, you know. So we've eliminated the membrane issue, which would have been a big setback. So hopefully it's something else that's easy to rectify.
Yep, done.
I thought we heard early on that the membrane, there was an issue with the membranes, but that test has ruled that out.
Yeah, the purpose of that DIT test is to check the integrity of the membranes, and so that came back positive.
And when we had the power outage, I know I wasn't supposed to have gone in, and I do apologize for not seeking permission to go in, but it just seemed opportune to follow the truck in. The guy said, sure. But has the issue of the standby generator firing up and communicating with the internal software, did that get I'm guessing that got resolved, because we did have the power. There was something about the generator not recognizing when power came back on. At least the guys were saying that. That all sort of itself out when we did have the power failure.
So my understanding is that there was an issue with the transformer last time, and so they either burnt out the transformer or it was tripped in some manner. So as a precaution, they didn't use those generator systems, just to make sure that, you know, there's no issue with the transformer, so they can keep on doing these tests on the turbidity for next week. So they, I mean, I'd have to find out more information on that aspect. It's the first I actually found out about it was this morning, talking to the operator. So yeah.
Okay, so when the power went out, it was just working on gravity, or?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think so, yeah.
oh, okay.
So no further questions.
Sorry, the west side.
West side and Copley People Club.
Yeah, so indications are that there's some trucks doing some work, I believe, on the west side system.
Yep.
I did see the super for NB. I think I briefly saw them here on the island, so I think they are doing work, and that's kind of the extent of my information at this point.
Okay. And I've certainly seen them working over there with a crew that sounds like it's larger than what's at the community center right now. So I guess that's a positive thing. And any other updates or?
I think those are the main projects.
Moving on to new business, can I have someone move the recommendation to move to a closed meeting? Moved by Councillor Wake, seconded by Mr. Nicholson. All in favor, raise your hand. That carries unanimously. Information items will receive by unanimous consent. I don't see anybody here for question period. Next meeting is TBD. So we'll look for a motion to adjourn. Moved by Councillor Wake, seconded by Mr. Nicholson. All in favor, raise your hand.
Aye.